baton, but you also pass on the values to the next generation of women. We pass on to them the values of being strong, and that strength is not about trying to emulate men. We pass on to them the baton, that strength is always about understanding where you come from, and that you know where you're going to. We pass on to them a baton of strong sense of self and responsibility to yourself, your family, your community, your country, and in fact the world, and especially now in difficult times. And so I just want to say that my entire life, right up to how I'm living it now and how I'm loving it now. And maybe I'll conclude, Eusebius, by just saying, you know what? I think as we sometimes, when we think of where we're at with women's position, this country is street years ahead of most international countries, of most mature countries. And a lot of that has been brought through the liberation movement, through the ANC, through women working together, but not only by the ANC. And this is why, with a hot contestation in politics today, I want to remind all of us, regardless of what our political parties are and what we vote for. In 1994, in the run-up, we as women came together.
I wanted to say to the Aurora and the archivist that I'm willing to step up and assist the school in whatever way that I can.
Hello, my name is Akani Egoli, and I have a lot of questions, but I am also very generous and fair, so I'm going to ask one, and it's directed to you, Cheryl. It's an unfair question, but we have to ask unfair questions. And I'm thinking of 1956, and I'm thinking of those 20,000 plus women. The oldest and the biggest political or liberation movement in this country is the ANC. And I'm sitting here in 2016 and wondering, why is it that the ANC women, or rather the ANC Women's League, never ever had a strong feminist voice, such that today we don't deal with women who do not even know what the word patriarchy is, women who think that feminism is about opposing men and hating God. And I'm saying this because I have a small constituency on Facebook of about 16,000 people. And I do call it is a constituency. Those people love me and I love them. And one of the things that I push and I advocate for is feminism. The way that I heard today, and I always battle with it because it's sort of new and I'm embarrassed about it, and I was listening to your show this morning, Eusebius, intersectionality. The thing is, I know what it is because I live it, but I didn't have the word for it. The same way that I knew from age 8 that I'm a feminist, but I had no word for it. So back to your question, why is it that the ANC women and the ANC Women's League never ever formed a strong, formidable feminist voice in a deeply, deeply patriarchal ANC? And I did vote for ANC like you, so we have something in common, because I have a mental illness.
Queen bee behavior is a term used to describe women executives that, after research or reaching senior positions, alienate other women and hence prevent more junior women from advancing through the ranks. Such behavior has in the past specifically been observed in corporate environments with a tradition of male domination. And this is by Dr. Babita Martha Helm and Zohra Johnson. Since institutions are based on neoliberal corporate models, queen bee syndrome manifests when managers constructively reduces the possibility of potential growth. This can simply take the form of prohibiting time and space for certain growth to take place, inducing academic functions such as research and international travel. So given the systemic issues as well as the aforementioned psychologically or psychosocially related variables related to race, gender, competition, and the phenomenon known as Queen Bee syndrome, I suggest radical intervention that can address the ingrained underlying issues of corporate and managerialist institutional culture in order to permit much needed development and transformation. In the instance of broader organizations and society as a whole, how can the university create a model that acknowledges, is shaped by, and responds to the problems faced by employees, and that includes and tackles these problems?